Right off the ordinary sub-stop, Philadelphia, PA. Shot so loud you would think it was a club spot. African Americans, although we all over the web, we the hood librarians. We ship to prisons too. We reach out and deliver to those that's bitten too, but it's more than a bookstore. You want it, we got it. Mixtapes, DVDs, and culture products. Black and Nobel got our hands in a lot of projects. We welcome all to come build. The energy is positive. And remember, other teams is awakened conscious. Come through and experience this place of knowledge. They say they'll put it in a book if they want to hide it from us. But we got them books so you can buy it from us. Something to read while you're on a train or riding the bus. Get your read on, food for thought, get your eat on. Black and Nobel. I buy my books at Black and Nobel. Black and Nobel. I buy my books at Black and Nobel. Black and Nobel. I buy my books at Black and Nobel. Black and Nobel. I buy my books at Black and Nobel. Right off the ordinary sub-stop, Philadelphia, PA. Shot so loud you would think it was a club spot. African Americans, although we all over the web, we the hood librarians. We ship to prisons too. We reach out and deliver to those that's bitten too, but it's more than a bookstore. You want it, we got it. Mixtapes, DVDs, and culture products. Black and Nobel got our hands in a lot of projects. We welcome all to come build. The energy is positive. And remember, other teams is awakened conscious. Come through and experience this place of knowledge. They say they'll put it in a book if they want to hide it from us. But we got them books so you can buy it from us. Something to read while you're on a train or riding the bus. Get your read on, food for thought, get your eat on. Black and Nobel. I buy my books at Black and Nobel. Black and Nobel. I buy my books at Black and Nobel. Black and Nobel. I buy my books at Black and Nobel.
Look at you. You're trembling. What about Sekhmet? You know what I mean? Why you ain't call on Sekhmet? All that Gucci talk you be talking. You know what I mean? I'm so grateful that the goddess was there. So, and it cost me about $200 to get fixed. But I didn't care about all that. I wanted to make this trip. I wanted to get here to Philadelphia so I could bring this presentation. So, you know, really real quick, piggybacking off my brother, I wanted to speak about a few things before I get into the topic today. I want to talk about the Trayvon situation real quick because this is a topic that's on the table. And my brother pretty much hit it off, you know. I want to thank my brother. My brother supports me no matter what, right, wrong, or indifference. And that's how we're supposed to be. And wait a minute, before I forget, I want everybody to know. Brother Sarnetta, how many people know Sarnetta? Everybody knows, yo, listen. Yo, man, I love Sarnetta, man. Sarnetta has been very instrumental to me in my upbringing in this conscious community. Sarnetta, whether you know it or not, has put a lot of the lecturers in there, on the scene. Now they were doing their thing, but when they got with Sarnetta and Sarnetta put that camera in their face, the whole wide world became exposed to them and their careers started topping off. Bop, 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 bop. Right? And I don't like to bring controversy, but some of them have turned their back on Sarnetta.
Yeah, a lot of them have.
Well, a lot of them have.
That's right.
I have never turned my back on Sarnetta. I'm a very loyal brother. You know, so I want to thank Sarnetta. That's my man. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm banging with him. He bangs with me. And that's the bottom line. If you're banging on Sarnetta, then you're banging on Tahuti. You're banging on Seville.
That's
you're
right.
banging on the House of Consciousness.
That's right.
And we going to bang with you.
That's right.
Because that's how we's upbring. So we going to bang. So, you know, now that I got that out the way, Trayvon, before I forget it. It was a travesty, right? We lost another innocent life. But I got a really different take on the situation. Because I'm going to tell you, I'm very hurt. I'm very hurt, period. Like my brother was talking about, our behavior and how we are reacting to this whole situation. Now, I'm not saying it was wrong, and I'm not giving that cracker or whoever he is a pass. He needs to get everything that he deserves to get. He needs to get it. But metaphysically, this is not about Trayvon, and it's not about that guy. This is about us. The ancestors are saying to us, we need to learn to take personal responsibility by the hand. We're not taking personal responsibility by the hand because, let me just say this real quick. I lost my son-in-law. My son-in-law is my son. Duh, son-in-law. That's my son. Because in the African concept of family, you didn't have aunts, cousins, uncles, brothers-in-laws, and all that. No, you had brothers, mothers, fathers, and lovers. Right? Everybody in the community was your brother. Everybody was your mother. Because tonight you might be eating at that brother's house. Tomorrow you might be eating over at that brother's house. And it never mattered. It didn't look wrong if you was on this side of the village eating with this family tonight. They never looked at you like you was a stranger because you was everybody's son or you was everybody's daughter. That's the African extended family concept. So my son-in-law is a Crip. My daughter's a Crip, unfortunately, right? Like I told you, I spent some time in prison. I'm just as guilty, you know, the negative stuff that we've done in our communities. The point is that we get some information and do the work. Like my brother said, do the work. Don't just get the information and just, you know, you get up here in front of these lectures and you grandstand and you make money, but you don't go out in your community where it's gutter at. You know what I mean? That's why Black and Nobel is so important right here smack dead in the middle of the gutter. Because these brothers could be selling drugs. They could be pimping hoes. Right. Huh? But they're here trying to uplift their people in their community. Because when you go in Black communities, you don't see bookstores. You see Chinese restaurants. You see liquor stores. Right. McDoodles and Boo Boo King. Huh? Come on. So it's very important that we have this. So to me, I lost my son-in-law. And within the past, it's been 8 months now, but within 6 months, 5 other kids died at gun blasts from the Bloods gang. Got the Bloods and the Crips killing each other in New Jersey. My son-in-law died. Then 5 other of his direct friends died. To me, that is national attention. There's no media coverage. There's no rallying. There's no peace, no justice. No peace, no justice. None of that is going on. Now I want you to times that by all of the cities in America, because that's just one isolated incident. Because Black kids are killing each other wholesale all over the planet. Right? Not that other ethnicities don't kill each other, but I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about us. To me, this is a situation for us to really get at arms with going out there and teaching our youth. Because if that cracker could come in there and kill our kids, and you see how the police and all of them reacted, anybody could come kill us. Because Black lives ain't worth shit. We're not up at arms about each other, killing each other, so they say, oh, they kill each other anyway. You understand? So let me move right along. Today's lecture is Distortion of African Historical and Spiritual Reality Decoding Biblical Myths. People say you cannot use the Bible as a historical reference. Well, today, I'm going to prove them wrong. And you know what I talk about. The Black woman is God. It's no secret, and I don't apologize for it. You don't like it, that's your business. I like it. Let's move right along. So, distortion of African spiritual reality. Okay? This image is the image of God in most of our brains, whether we consciously accept it or subconsciously, because it's been implanted in our minds. This is the image of God. And so, the consensus is this. God is a man. And at that, a white man. God is a white man. But the point of the matter is, whether he's white, black, or candy striped, spotted or dotted, God is a man. Right? So, but check this out. If there's no God, no goddamn woman is going to be God. We're not going to accept that one. Right or wrong, let's be honest. Right? And so this concept, it sounds pretty weird because we are bred in this male patriarchy system, right, that says God is the Father and he made man in his own divine image. And then as an afterthought, he made the woman. As an afterthought. But man is divinely in the image of God, but not the woman. Let's move right along, right? This computer's bad, you see that? Okay, how did it actually happen? How did men initially gain control that now allows them to regulate the world in matters as vastly diverse as deciding which wars will be fought, when, to what time dinner should be served? This lecture is the result of my spiritual awakening to these and similar questions which many of us concerned about the status of women in our society have been asking ourselves and each other. As if, in answer to our queries, yet another question presents itself. What else might we expect in a society that for centuries has taught young children, both female and male, that a male deity created the universe and all that is in it, produced man in his own divine image, and then as an afterthought created the woman to obediently help man in his endeavors. The image of Eve created for her husband, from her husband, the woman who was supposed to have brought about the downfall of humankind, has in many ways become the image of all women. How did this ideal ever come into being? Subconsciously, Eve has become the image of all women. All women are Eve. And from the word Eve, we look at the woman very suspiciously. We look at her like evil. See, even us black men, now listen, I'm not going to beat up on my brothers because I love my brothers, but I'm just going to bring some clarification. There's an overt attack on black men. And that overt attack on black men has been since the inception of slavery. They have beaten the man down right in front of his woman. And in most times, right in front of the woman while she was pregnant. Right? But little did we know the overt attack on black men was really a covert attack on the black woman's precious womb. Now why? Why would you say that, Brother Natural Tahuti? Because every soul, every spiritual being, every ancestor that returns to this third dimensional realm has to return through the Stargate. They all have to come through the womb of the woman. See, it's the most important piece in the whole entire equation. Because the child is nurtured in the woman, from the woman, the flesh of her flesh, bones of her bones. Even her very thoughts are put into that child before the child has even come out. Before the child even comes out, her thoughts, the way she thinks and all of that. Us men, like it or not, bring very little to the table. Scientifically and physically. She has to go through 9 months of labor. Right? We bring very little. We bring a tiny little egg with a tail on it. A tiny little egg with a tail. And we think, oh yeah, you know, I put that in you. You know what I mean? I planted the seed, you know. That egg was empty before I got there. Wasn't for me, there wouldn't be nothing in the egg. So far from the truth. The egg in itself is the fundamental basis of life. The one who possesses the egg is the most important. And that fundamental principle has multiplied itself throughout nature. The planet Earth is shaped like an egg. Your head is shaped like an egg. Your testicles are shaped like eggs. Your eyeballs are shaped like eggs. The sound that we speak travels in a bubble. And when it crashes against a medium, the little waves, right? Like an egg, then a tadpole, man's sperm, degenerated egg. It's like a tadpole. It's an egg with a tail. It has the fundamental spark of life in it, but it is not the child in itself. The egg is. The egg has an electromagnetic body that already forms the shape of the human body. The shape, the blueprint of the human body is already inside of the egg. It is mythology for us to think that that egg has no life in it.
That's right, teach, brother.
It is the egg that calls the sperm. The sperm don't know where the hell to go. The woman does the choosing. When is the last time a damn man did some choosing? You thought you chose. That woman knows from the very moment she meets you if she's gonna lay down with you. She knows, she said, yeah, I like that brother there. I'm gonna give him some of this stuff. If he play his cards right, he gonna get it tonight. Come on, sisters, y'all know what I'm talking about. See, but we so big-headed, we might do too much talking. Do too much talking and we done blew it. So, damn, this nigga won't shut up. Just shut up, play your cards right, I'm gonna give you some. You know what I mean? But, you know, we so big though, you know. I play football, I got a Mercedes-Benz, yeah, baby, yeah. I got 6 digits, yeah. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know how we do it. In the hood, it play out a little different. You know, we got a gold chain on. You know what I mean? We suited and booted. You know what I mean? Like that, you know. Take this stuff off, man. So, let me get ready. I'm about to go in. I look nice today? Yeah, this is how, you know, listen, man, you want to look good, feel good, do good, so that you can produce all the good things about yourself. If you're looking good, I don't care what you got, make it look good. Feel good about yourself. Don't wake up in the morning talking about it's such a bad day. Every damn day is a good day. Stop being so ungrateful. Put some gratitude in your attitude. You understand? Because every day is a good day. Some days are just more challenging than others. But we gotta stay positive. And that's why the union of both man and woman is so very important. You see? So this egg, the planets are moving. And I want you to research this. Go look it up on the internet. The planets don't, they move, they say ecliptoral, no, they move in the shape of an egg. And the planet wobbles. You ever take an egg and watch it wobble? The planet wobbles as it moves around the sun. The sun is an egg. You see? So the egg is very important. You see? So, Eva. We always distrust the woman off the top. You know what I mean? She might seduce you or something. She might, you know, she did it. She made me do it. I don't trust that B-I-C-T-H. Let's move right along. Okay, few people who live in societies where Christianity, Judaism, or Islam are followed remain unaware of the tale of Eve eating the word of the serpent in the Garden of Eden, eating the forbidden fruit, and then tempting Adam to do the same. Generally, during the most impressionable years of childhood, we are taught that it was this act of eating the tasty fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil that caused the laws of paradise, the expulsion of Adam and Eve, thus all humankind from this first home of bliss and contentment. We are also made to understand that as a result of this act, it was decreed by God that woman must submit to the dominance of man, who was at that time divinely presented with the right to rule over her from that moment until now. That is the consensus, whether you're black, white, candy stripe, whether you're conscious, Nation of Islam, Moor, Black Power, RBG, the man come first. God is a man, and if there's no God, ain't no damn woman gonna be God. That's the consensus.
Don't forget about the Christians.
We talking about them now. Jump on their butt right now. Okay. Straight to it. 1 Timothy, 1 Timothy, second book, Adam and Eve, right? I had to get me a black Adam and Eve, you know what I mean? So, here we go. This is what the book says. A woman should learn in quietness and full submission. Do not permit a woman to teach or to have authority over a man. She must be silent. For Adam was formed first, and then Eve, and Adam was not the one deceived. It was the woman who was deceived and became a sinner. But woman will be saved through childbearing. Uh-oh. Let's go back. There we go. But woman will be saved through childbearing if they continue in faith, love, and holiness with propriety. That's what the Bible says. Okay? Let's move right along. Y'all know who this guy is, right? That's Prophet Muhammad. He wrote a book. Hey guys, I wrote a book. Okay, let's see what Prophet Muhammad says. Men are, Surah 4, this is for your research, you can go back and research it. Surah 4, Ayat 34. Men are in charge of women because the law made men to be better than women. Women must obey men, and if they refuse, they must be punished. Refuse to have sex with them and beat them into submission. And beat them into submission. That is what the Quran says. I didn't write it. They wrote it. This guy right here. Right. Let's move right along. Uh-oh! Now, they're going to be mad at me, right? Because they be all saying, Tahuti be coming with this foreign information. That ain't what the metal netter says. Well, let's see what the metal netter says. For your research, and for those out there in the camera world, for those that know how to interpret the metal netter, they say they do. Based upon 26 English letters, there are 4,000 hieroglyphic symbols. But we can take 24 English A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, X, W, Y, and Z. 26, and we can decipher 4,000 hieroglyphs. We have a basic understanding of it, but we do not have all of the gist of what they are saying, because there are layers and layers of information on top of that. There are many different layers involved in that metal netter. Do I speak it? No. However, I'm coming from an analytical point of view. Okay, so this here, this is a scribe. His name was Ptah-hotep. Ptah-hotep, that's him right there, Ptah-hotep. There are many versions to this, and so that's why I put that there for the brothers to decipher it. So let's see the most popular deciphering of this, because a lot of times they try to clean it up because they see what's in it. Because Natural Tahuti said that patriarchy didn't begin with Europeans, it began with us. It began with us. If you are excellent, found your household, love your wife within reckoning. Fill her belly, clothe her back, ointment is the remedy for her body. Gladden her heart as long as you live. It is a field of benefit for its Lord. Do not impose her in affairs. Distance her from power. Restrain her. Her eye is the storm when it sees. I don't let you check that out for a minute. Distance her from power, restrain her. Marionetta and Kemet. Patriarchy began with the priesthood. They were corrupt. Don't tell me. Stop giving me all these sanitized versions of our story. You mean to tell me African people, gods and goddesses, all over the damn planet, 4,000, wait, let me see, what is it? 12 trillion, 478 billion, 118 million, 400,000 inches on the planet Earth, and we have been on every inch. We have had civilizations on every inch. So you mean to tell me the teenager, the mutant Ninja Turtle, right? The light-skinned African that mutated in the ice, because we got to stop this old white man is the devil stuff. He's a light-skinned African that mutated in the ice. He came out the caves of Europe with no shoes on his feet, yet he was able to conquer all Africans on the damn planet?
I don't think so.
Come on, think about that, man. Stop looking for the romanticized version of our story. Civilizations fall down because of internal stuff. You know when your ass is on fire. You know your shit when it's stinking. Right? And Africans shit stink too. Because with power, we become boastful. With knowledge, we become arrogant.
That's right, bro.
Right?
That's right.
The woman was a very powerful being. No, well, let me put it the other way. Men, African men are powerful. We are very powerful. African woman is magical. She's magical. Very magical. She's so magical, the whole world worshipped her. They came and they bowed at her feet. She had the ability to see into the future. She had the ability to heal, raise the lame. She had the ability to raise the dead. Same when they talk about Jesus, the black woman did it. When I say raise the dead, I don't mean physically out the grave. What they did was they were raising the spiritual consciousness of those ancestors that had went on to the other realm, and they were in communication with the ancestors, and with that information they built pyramids. They learned medicine because they were your first doctors. And they learned how to heal their man. But they gave their man reverence, because you know why? That man gave his life for the woman. He went out, he hunted, and sometime when he came back, he was missing an arm, or he came back limping, or he just didn't come back at all. He gave his life for his woman. He gave his life for her. And so when the woman began to develop the agriculture, and as she began to develop her sacerdotal powers, she crowned him, the king. And she put him in a position to be a ruler, to alleviate his feelings, his psychosis of alienation. There are always more women on the planet than there are men, in every species. You think matriarchy is not the law of nature? How many people have ever heard of a king bee?
Never heard of one.
You heard of a king bee? Oh, I want you to show me that king bee. That's a bad, we get some money, we find that one. We find him, we rich, homie. I'm with you, I'm down with you, man. I need a house. Raise your hand if you heard of a king ant. King ant?
Never heard of one.
Samir? Quadir? Sakir is here. You heard of a king ant, Sakir? Where? Show me, Sakir.
On the show.
Huh?
On the show.
On the show? You heard it from, they say wisdom will come from the mouths of babes. You heard it on the show. The Disney World show. That's my man. Give Quadir a round of applause. Question. So you understand that matriarchy is the laws of nature. I'm not making this stuff up. You know, they say a lot of stuff about me. Y'all that follow me on YouTube, y'all know. They say Natural Tahuti do this so he can get some P-U-S-S-Y. I ain't got that kind of problem, man. You know what I mean? I ain't got that problem. I'm telling you, I ain't got that problem. They say Tahuti do this to get money. I'm already getting some money. I'm already making me some money. Yes, I am. Not a lot of it, because you know, time I turn around, it's another bill to pay. I can't get out the rat race. You know? But, you know, and so they say a lot of funny stuff, man, but, you know, you got to be, you know, I'm weathered. I'm for this. You know, I come out the prison. Imagine me coming during all this time and all this crazy stuff and then let that stuff affect me. I don't let it affect me because I'm sincere in my heart. I'm coming from a place of sincerity. So I just showed and proved it. Patriarchy started with the male. This was in the 5th dynasty. First of all, the word dynasty means male rule. It means male rule.
What it means.
Now, the difference between the queens that was in Ethiopia, the Cushites, and the difference between those that were in dynastic Egypt is that the queens in dynastic Egypt owe their reverence to their husbands, divine husbands. They were only the helpmates of their divine husband. So yeah, he was the divine one and he treated her okay, but what about of her own? Aren't we all Homo sapiens sapiens? What makes man more special than woman? I don't get that one. It's an equality. And yeah, they say that you see the gods and goddesses in Egypt, but most of it is based upon the man, the divine king, preeminent, Asar, the resurrected one. Okay? Now, so I just proved it. You know, they can go out and research it. If I'm wrong, okay, then I will stand corrected. Let's move right along. In 1987, a group of geneticists published a surprising study in the Journal of Nature. The researchers examined the mitochondrial DNA taken from 147 people, all of today's major racial groups. These researchers found that the lineage of all people alive today falls on one of two branches in humanity's family tree. One of these branches consists of nothing but African lineage. The other contains all the other groups, including some African lineage. Even more impressive, the geneticists conclude that every person on Earth right now can trace his or her lineage back to a single, common, female ancestor who lived around 200,000 years ago. Okay, right. Even more impressive, the geneticists concluded that every person on Earth can trace it back to a single female origin. Now, it does not mean that 200,000 years ago that was the first person. It wasn't the first woman. It doesn't mean that she was the only one on the planet. All it means is because on this planet things degenerate. We're living on the outside of the planet. It's not like if we lived on the inside of it. We live on the outside of it, so we are victims of all of the harsh elements. We're victims. Listen, we're so vulnerable, a microscopic virus can kill you. I can take something and pierce your skin and you're dead. Right? Real quick analogy. We are the gods and goddesses, right? But you got a tree, scientifically called the sequoia. It's called the redwood. It lived for 2,500 years. The gods, we can't even make it to 60 years. What kind of gods are we? The tree lives 2,500 years. We so arrogant, but we can't get to 60 years. Nowadays, 20 years. Right? We so arrogant that we're better than the dogs. The dog ain't got no soul. Bullshit. Excuse my language. Bull crap. It's all bull crap. The dog understands more than you do. Wait a minute. You can call the dog a human name. Come here, Roger. Go over there and get my slippers. Dog, go over there and get your slippers. Come here, Roger. Yeah, nice boy. Go over there and get me the Daily News. Roger, go over there and get you the Daily News. Let Roger come in with Petey, and they get to talking. You don't know a damn word they say. You don't understand the dog at all, but the damn dog understands you. So how the hell, when did human beings become better than the damn dog? That's how arrogant we are. Is that the behavior of a god? No. We got it wrong because we're under this masculine, I am a He-Man. We're under this He-Man type of thing.
Captain America.
Captain America, Superman, Batman, Robin. Hallelujah. Come on, let's get down. So now, mitochondrial DNA. You got two kinds of DNA. You got nuclear DNA and you got the mitochondrial DNA. It takes 23 chromosomes from each parent to contribute to the making of the child. The man contributes nuclear DNA. He has mitochondrial DNA, but he cannot pass it. In the semen, when the defining moment comes and he lets it go, it falls off. He can't pass it off. He can only pass off last minute information, and that is nuclear DNA. Phenol features, that's why the child can look like the dad. But the mitochondrial DNA is your ancestral information. It is the information that goes back to the very creation, or at least to the most common recent ancestor, because of the degeneration. Because mitochondrial DNA and these things degenerate. So they can trace it back at least to 200,000 years. They trace back the man's patrilineal DNA. Sorry, it only went back 60,000 years. What the information shows is that one of us was here before the other. And brothers say, well, Tahuti, you're trying to push off that feminist stuff. Tahuti, you're trying to make one better than the other. No. There's only one thing in the universe. Consciousness. There's only one thing in the universe. Consciousness. The consciousness manifests itself in a multiplicity of multiple images. Listen, a multiplicity of multiple images. And there is a divine paradox. It's called duality. That is the paradox. So we're looking at two things. The paradox is we're looking at male and female, but it's only really one being. It's the female. Well, Brother Tahuti, how the hell can you say it's the female? That's faggot stuff. No. Last time you checked your chest. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You got nipples. You got nipples. Where they come from? You was made inside of a woman. Okay, wait a minute. In the woman's body, the zygote, up to the 7th week is all female, because there's no such thing as a male egg. There are no male eggs. Sorry. The man passes off his testosterone, and the testosterone will secrete over the woman's WNT4 gene. WNT4, write that down if you need to research this. WNT4 is the chemical that is what makes a woman a woman. Testosterone is the gene, the chemical that causes the mascularization of the zygote. Now, the zygote is female. People say it has no sex. No, it does. Morphically, chronologically, it is female. Why we say that? Because there is no nutsack, there is no phallus, there is a split down the middle, both males and both females. There is no testicle. There is a genital tuber, otherwise known as a clitoris. And there is the I mess up words sometimes, so bear with me. The urethral, split, just say the split. You know what I'm talking about, the split, right? And when the testosterone secretes it in abundance, it starts to close up. And the genital tubal begins to inflate. And it becomes a phallus. Now, God didn't make everybody equal, because some men have bigger phalluses than others. So we're not all equal in that sense. However, you still don't even have the testicles, because they're still lodged here in the abdomen. They call your gonad gland, G-O-N-A-D. and they have to descend, and they begin to form the scrotum. They herniate, and now you have a phallus, penis, and testicle, balls. As a leftover, we have scar tissue. All men still have the scar tissue from when there was a split between your legs. Go home tonight and get your mirror and look under there. You got a line from your anus all the way up. Some is more prominent than others, but you still have that line there. That is the scar tissue. You once had a wound. Do you feel like you're gay?
Wow.
Do you feel like a sissy now? Does that make you less than a man? It's just science. It's just the way things are. So, the woman is the biological foundation of all things in life. Okay? Move right along. The oldest icon on the planet is God is female, and she was black. Okay? This is the Venus of Wallendorf, over 30,000 years old. The oldest on the planet of God. They buried their dead in the fetal position. And all over Europe, they found these bodies clutching these female figurines. Okay? Europe, and this is what's so, Egypt is a nice place for us to get started. But listen, do not limit yourself to Egypt. The whole planet is ours. And Europe was just as African as Africa. Matter of fact, Europe was named after the African goddess Europa. Okay? Let's move right along. And God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which God had taken from man made he a woman and brought her unto the man. So God took a damn rib from the man and made him a damn woman. I've heard some of the most craziest things. I remember years ago when I was in the nation, they said the planet was all men, and when the earth separated from the moon, the weak men laid down. And from the explosion, it caused his genitals to go inward and his chest to come outward. And that's where the woman came from. My God. So little is known of the Judeo-Christian myth, and so little of it is original. In other words, almost any of the concepts used to create the myth can be traced back to one or more concepts originating in African Kushite spiritual systems. Atum, meaning the completed one, was a creator god from Heliopolis and was the first to raise from the water of noon at the dawn of time. He created everything by masturbating into his own mouth and spitting the semen. Thus came man. Okay, here's the problem with primary text. I want you, brothers say to me, Tahuti, that's not what's written on the wall. It don't take a rocket scientist to understand that this is the invention of the male priesthood. Let's deal with it. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. This is Atum, masturbating into his own mouth. So let's understand the mouth is a hole, right? The woman got a vagina. Organic, duh, babies come out of wombs. Atum, having no woman, created himself, ejaculated off into his own mouth. Got the semen, spit it out, and man and woman came about. So let's understand that his mouth represents a womb, because it had to come out of somewhere, so the mouth becomes the womb. Now, esoterically, the concept is correct. Parthenogenesis is the creation of self. Esoterically, that's correct. Symbolically, that's crazy. Any man that believes that that's how it happened is crazy. And they say, oh, Natural Tahuti, you don't know the esoteric or the immutable laws of the universe. This is the invention of the male priesthood. This is the invention of man stealing the woman's birthright. So they say, brother, that happened with Europeans. It's not true. It's not true. We can see it for ourselves. So, again, the mouth represents the womb. Organically, the great mother created straight from her womb. Let's move right along. So this is where the story of Adam and Eve comes from, part of it. The word Adam simply means man. And it is not a person's name. Adam is the Atum or the Amen of Kemet, the art school type man and the son of Ptah, the father. This is where the word Ptah, the word father, derived from the word Ptah, translated into the Greek as kata, and that's where they got father. But father is not the same as daddy. Daddy is your biological. Father means ruler, means God. Originally, there was no word named father. Originally. The oldest word in life. The oldest word on the planet is the word Ma. There's not a word older than it. Ma. I don't care what group you come from. Chinese, wherever you can come from, there's not a word on the planet older than Ma. It means truth. Okay? And mama, because mama means memory. Dada don't mean father nor daddy neither. Daddy means titty. Because the child is not connected with you, father, I'm sorry. It's connected with the mama. The whole time that child can't communicate, so it cries. And what do it cry about? Give me some damn titty. That's all that baby wanted to hear and know. Rub it down, give it some love, but give me some titty at the end of the day, or I'm going to yell my damn head off. Right? So, in the Chaldean scriptures, from where the Israelite writings were in large part plagiarized, he is called Adami. And in the Babylonian writings, he is called Adamu. As in the Hindu version, the Sumero-Babylonian Adamu was prevented by the gods from eating the fruit of immortality so that he would not be a god. Adam is also in the Hebrew Adamah, which means bloody clay. Which means bloody clay. Referring to menstrual blood. Barbara G. Walker, you can get her books called The Encyclopedia of Women's Myths. It was, now she's a European. It's okay to use some European scholars, as long as they are complimenting what the African scholars are saying. So Barbara G. Walker was referred to me by our great brother, Brother Shango Ishaka Musa. Ashe. Referred to me by Brother Shango, Reverend Ishaka Musa, Brother Shango. Barbara G. Walker's, the name of one of her books is called The Encyclopedia of Women's Myths, and then she has another one called The Dictionary of Signs and Symbols, and there's another one which I didn't get yet. It deals with fairy tales, but look her up. She gives you the origin of the fairy tale. Barbara G. Walker explains that was plagiarized from ancient texts which the patriarch's usual sex change of the deity. Sex change of the deity. That which was female turned to be the male, who was the Sumero-Babylonian potters goddess Aruru. So this is where they get part of the myth from, the Adam and Eve story. And there it is right there. And that's the Epic of Gilgamesh, and you can research the Adam and Eve story there. You can also research the Adam and Eve story in the Gnostics Bible. They have the Gnostic Bible. And you can, where in the Gnostic Bible, Eve created Adam. She took Adam from one of her ribs, because the rib means ribonucleic acid. Rib, R-I-B, ribonucleic acid. That's what it is. Let's move right along. The biblical title Eve, mother of all living, was a translation of Kali Ma's title Jagamata. She was also known in India as Jiva or Leva, the creatress of all manifested forms. In the Assyrian scriptures, she was entitled Mother Womb, creatress of destiny, who made male and female human beings out of clay. In pairs, she completed them. The first of the Bible's two creation myths gives this Assyrian version, significantly changing she to he. Genesis 1:27. Anybody got any hard candy or something? It's okay. I'll do my best. Okay, let's get right on because we got a lot of this work to do. And that's her right there. That's Kali Ma standing on the man, her husband, Shiva. That's Kali Ma. Kali Ma is the great mother. Her name, literally, Kali means black. Thank you, my brother. Kali means black. Okay? And Kali is the same deity as Sekhmet. Sekhmet and Kali is both the same being. Right? Because the Great Mother had over 10,000 appellations, depending on where you were at, what geological location you was at. She's got over 10,000 names and 10,000 titles. So, this is the Aryan version, because you know they Aryanized most of the Hindu Kushites. The Hindu Kushites, or the Dravidian Kushites, I should say. That's the original Ma right there. That is the original pre-Hindu African Kali. That's her right there. Okay? They don't show you these pictures here. This is her right here. And you can see she is black and she is African. Now, the secret societies know this information. This is called the Shilana gig. The Shilana gig, you can find it in Europe. When Christianity first came into being, they would put these on top of their churches to scare away evil spirits. It's called the Shilana gig. This is what I want y'all to pay attention to. Look at, geometrically, look at her legs. Look at her arms. Okay, let's come over here. Geometrically, look at the legs. Look at her arms. You see a semblance? Do you understand what I'm talking about here? And you can see in the middle, she is clutching her womb. Now, this was to chase away evil spirits. Take a look at it now. You see the tri-square? Right here. There it is right there. You see that? And here's the compass. Right? They say that the tri-square, the G means God. So, is that God? This is the secret societies. They know it. Well, not all of them. Those that are in the high degrees. That's why they're called Ma sons.
Right.
The widow's son? Why is it the widow's son? See? I want y'all to think about that sometime. I want y'all to think about that. Now, I didn't make that up. I'm just decoding information. All right? Once you start getting into this information, that's why it's so good to study. And when your heart, see, this is where your mind is at. Your mind ain't up here. This is where your intelligence is. But your heart is where your mind is at. Okay? In the heart chakra. That's where they say Christ lives, in the heart. So when that chakra is activated, which is love, loving what you're doing, the goddess begins to talk to you. She begins to translate information into your mind. You know how you get a feeling sometimes, you know something, you just don't know how the hell you know it? That's the spirit. Because the spirit says yay and nay. When you're getting ready to do something wrong, the Spirit say, nay, don't do that shit. You already know what's going to happen. And when you get ready to do something right, you get those goosebumps, and the Spirit say, yay, yay, yay. So a lot of times we've been under the influence of alcohol and drugs and all that, so we don't hear what's going on. And even with the hustle and bustle every day, we're not really paying attention to what's going on the inside. That's why through meditation, we learn to begin to be a little bit more still. We learn to go within and start listening to the self. We learn to listen to the self. That's what consciousness is about. Not just reading books, but becoming aware of the self. Right? Check? Check. Come on, give me some participation. Check? Check. There we go. Come alive, y'all. Let's go. Right into it. So you see where I'm going with this. I didn't make it up. There it is, the tri-square. And this is where the Masons get their symbol. That's where they get it from. Move right along. Okay. Bam. Okay. Go back. Not yet. Okay. The original Hebrew of the Bible, Eloah, right, is the feminine form of God. This specific word, Eloah, literally means goddess. Theologians, motivated by various agendas, deliberately mask profound truths about Elohim, pronounced Elohim, the God of the Bible. They intentionally obscure the presence of the divine feminine, even though some of the Hebrew words for God have a distinctively feminine gender. Translators have almost universally suppressed this, being unwilling to use the feminine word goddess. They have consistently used only masculine terms, masculine pronouns when referring to God, even when feminine pronouns would have been correct. Present-day Bible dictionaries and concordances are still biased and ignore basic Hebrew grammatical rules in translating the various words for the deity. The result is that most Christians and Jews have been mistaught that God is exclusively male. It is a compound of the feminine singular Eloah with the masculine plural suffix im, meaning more than one. Im. Eloah is the feminine singular counterpart of El, which means God. Eloah is correctly translated as goddess. In Hebrew, the OH, or AH suffix makes a word feminine, comparable to the English suffix S, used in such words as waitress and stewardess. Do you understand? Any of the words in Hebrew that end with these suffixes are feminine in the pronunciation of it. Okay? It means it's a feminine principle. You see? And so they deliberately hide this from you. And Islam and Arabic is no different. Arabic is the first cousin of Hebrew. It is so closely related, you can take the word Jehovah in the Hebrew, put the words together, and turn it upside down. You will have the name Allah written in Arabic. Right? And the same rule applies. The Hebrew language and the Arabic language is so closely related that if you take the name Jehovah or Yahweh, Jehovah or Yah, and you put it in, you write the Hebrew, the Hebrew letters, put them together, put them all closely together, and turn it upside down. You will have the name Allah in Arabic. So, in Arabic, any name that ends with a tar mabuta is a female word. The name Allah ends with the AH. And the tar mabuta is a little loop and two dots. I didn't put it in there today because I just didn't have enough room. So Allah is feminine because it came from the female Alat, which pre-antedates the name Allah. Not only is Allah feminine, If you go into West Africa, the name A-L-A, Allah, is the female great mother.
Even in Spanish, like females always her mas or something like that, or you know, A or AH or something in Spanish. It's always a female name.
Brother's studying. Okay? Brother's correct. Okay? So we're going to move right along. We understand that? Let's move right along. Okay? Elohim. It is, one more time, to reiterate the point, it is a compound of the female singular Eloah with the masculine plural suffix im. Eloah is the female singular counterpart of El, which means God. Eloah is correctly translated as goddess. In Hebrew, the O-A-H, O-H, or A-H suffix makes the word feminine. Move right along. El Shahadi. I think I'm pronouncing that word right. Shaddai. Thank you, goddess. Still trying to work it out. El Shaddai is another name of God used in the Bible. The word Shad means woman's breast. And Shaddai means breasts with an S, or many breasts. Though El Shaddai is translated as God Almighty, or the Almighty in the English Bible, it literally means God with breasts, or many breasts, God. The name El Shaddai refers to the goddess of Israel. Exodus 6:3. I appeared to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob by the name El Shaddai. But by my name Yahweh, I was not known to them. The patriarchs were unaware of the Father, Yahweh. But Elohim related to them primarily as the goddess El Shaddai. The word Eloah appears 57 times in the Old Testament. And Shaddai, or El Shaddai, appears 48 times. 2/3 of these are found in the book of Job. Job lived during the days of Abraham, and Job is the second most ancient book of the Bible. There are two specific declarations of the femininity of Eloah in Job. The Father announced, the sea leapt Come on, help me out. Tumultuous. There we go. See, I'm learning. Right? Tumultuous. From the womb. Wait, the sea leapt tumultuous from the womb. Job 38, verse 8. Then he rhetorically asks, out of whose womb came the ice? Obviously, there's a biblical goddess, Eloah, from the divine sea, the ice appeared. Let's move right along. The Bible makes numerous references to the goddess. It instructs us to praise and worship her, to offer prayer to her. It says, I am one who calls on goddess and expects an answer. Job 12:4. Then Shaddai will be all your delight, and you shall lift your face to Eloah. You will pray, and she will hear. What?
Wow.
And she will hear.
That's in the Bible, man?
That's in the Bible. Job 22, verses 26 to 27. Okay, moving right along. This is the map. This is an old map. Right here is Rome. What do you see on that map? What do you see on there? There's a woman. You know why? But now they Europeanized her. But let me tell you why. The last powerful matriarch was in Rome. African women that left the Nile. They left the Nile Valley. They left Egypt. They went down into Libya. They went into the Grecian islands, Argo. They went into Turkey. They went into Ionia. They went into Crete. They went to all of these places and reset up their temples. Because during the 18th dynasty, one of the most corrupt dynasties, because the priesthood became more powerful than the pharaoh. They had more money, and more power than the damn Pharaoh himself. And so they were very corrupt. And they had to be very careful of the women. Why? Because the women, in order to be Pharaoh, it had to go through the line of the woman. But they had these very powerful temples, and women are magical. So they had the sacerdotal powers. These women are known in Greece as the Sibyls. Let me show you another map to inspect it a little closer. Now, not only just here, in Crete and other places. Okay, you got Roma, Constantinople, and Antiochia. You see that a woman sits on the throne in all of these places. This is old ancient maps that show this. And here it is again one more time. Okay? Now, the guidebook might also state that all of the above existed when Rome was under very heavy pagan influence. Let's understand what the word pagan is. All pagan means is countryside. Don't let them fool you. It means pagan, it means countryside, because when they began the war against the matriarch, they had to run into the hills, to the countryside. Like how in Jamaica, the Maroons, they ran into the countryside. That's all the word means. See what I mean? So we didn't worship idols. The idols are totems. They represent a group of people. They represent divine principles, but more so, they represent God on earth as well. It represents the divine principle, but don't think that it don't also represent the physical person. The goddess Aset, Asar, all of them were human beings. Brothers say, Tahuti, that's not correct. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Yes, they do represent divine principles, but they also represent the people on earth who began to spiritually evolve, and they became one with the cosmic principles. So they became the walking, talking, living gods on the planet. We did not believe in no spooky gods. The living God. So, okay. So, however, the old tour guide books will not mention is that these so-called pagan influences were black and African. That is to say that the ancient gods of Rome, who borrowed many of them from the Greeks, were African goddesses and gods, whose divinity and magnificence was unequaled in the ancient world. Their influential priestesses, known as the Sibyls, along with the black Chaldean diviner priests, dominated the Roman augury and were major clerics not only of Rome but also in ancient Greece. This is why it is so important to study other stuff. We did not just be in damn Egypt. Rome and Greece were African civilizations. It was the Africans that civilized them, but they were the ones that set up civilization. There is no such thing as Greek mythology. There is no such thing as Greek philosophy. Our brother George James Ashe, he hit that point. They were so barbaric and fighting one another and bent on the love of a little boy. That's where the word mentor comes from. The word mentor does not mean being the big brother of a little boy. It means that there were older male homosexuals that were initiating the young boys into homosexual rights. That's what a mentor is. It's a Greek word. Let's move right along. This is a statue of one of the Sibyls. Okay? Found in Greece and Rome. So now, I want you to take note of her hairstyle. Looks very Egyptian to me. Okay? They found that not in Kemet. You would think that's a Kemetic statue, but it's not. Very powerful matriarch, African women. Okay. Oh, matter of fact, they found this one in Paris. My bad. They found that one in Paris. And you know what Paris means, right? Paris means Par Isis, the house of Isis. Okay? Symbols. A section of articles related to the symbols. The word symbol comes from the Latin, from the Greek word sibylla, meaning prophetess. The early oracle series, known as the symbols of antiquity, prophesied at certain holy sites, probably all pre-Indo-European origin, under the divine influence of a deity. Originally, one of the earth goddesses, later in antiquity, symbols wandered from place to place. The symbols were also represented in publicly available art. Michelangelo, listen! Michelangelo fixed our image of the symbols. Now, I didn't take this out of no African scholarship. I took that from the Europeans. But they tell the lie, they tell you the truth themselves. The white man tell you himself. He says, Michelangelo fixed our image of the symbols forever. Hold on. Original. That's what the symbols look like today. Michelangelo fixed our image of the symbols forever, and his powerful representations of them seated both aged and ageless beyond mere femininity in the frescoes of Sistine Chapter. Okay? Move right along. Ho! Dr. Wesley Muhammad. I'm sorry. I gotta put him up there. First and foremost, let me say this. I like Dr. Wesley Muhammad. I think he's a brilliant man. I really do. I learned a lot from him from our first debate. When I first debated Dr. Wesley Muhammad, I never did a lecture before in my life, and I never did a debate. So I really didn't know how to put one together, but I did a great job, and I proved my point. I proved my point. However, you know, there were some things that I needed to learn about how to present a scholarly, right? I'll be messing up words. Last time on the video, I said scholarly. A scholarly, a scholastic, see, I be studying. A scholastic debate. And so now, this brother's back at it. I went to his YouTube page and he had all this stuff up there about the Great Mother. And I was really offended, because I take this serious. You know, he said, matriarchy is a myth. Matriarchy is a myth? How the hell can matriarchy be a myth when matriarchy is the universal laws of life? Again, there's no such thing as a damn king bee. And Africans mimic nature. We mimic the stars. We mimic what we've seen in nature. We were in tune with nature. The Native Americans called on their animal spirit. The ancient Comedics used animals as masks to illustrate certain points. So we mimic the animals. All of a sudden, we're better than a damn animal. So, there's your brother at Black and Noble. So, Wesley Muhammad says matriarchy is a myth. Natural Tahuti said bullshit. I respect Wesley Muhammad, the brother. Listen, let me just say this real quick. Going to school and studying for a PhD is commendable to me, because it means that you disciplined yourself. You could have been doing a whole lot of other things, but it doesn't make you no better than the brother that's out here in the street that wasn't afforded the college. It don't make you better than the brother who grew up under extreme circumstances of abuse, had to go to jail, drugs, and all of that, but got scholarship while was in prison or whenever he took the time out to do it. It don't make you better. So for you to arrogantly say that because the brother hasn't gotten a PhD, that it's hustle scholarship or it's ghetto scholarship, is so very goddamn arrogant. And that's what my brother was talking about. I came out the nation of gods and I know what the most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught. He said that the more wisdom a man gets, the more humble he becomes. You know why? Because with knowledge, it makes you arrogant. You puff up your chest. You start to have that God complex. You think you know every goddamn thing. You might be able to get some of that stuff from the woman when she already done chose, but you're talking too damn much. Shut up. Listen. You see? So I had to bring that up. But I like Wesley Muhammad. I think he's a brilliant man. Right? I think Wesley Muhammad's a scholar, and no matter how much he disrespects me, because he called me tragic comedy. He called me a mixture of tragedy and comedy. He said what I am teaching is hustle scholarship. I'm not going to call him a clown. I think he's a brilliant man. I like Dr. Wesley Muhammad, and I've learned things from him. And I thank him. But I got to bang on him. Because I'm hopefully, totally, and soulfully the son of Sekhmet. Let's move on. In the Bible, historical reference. Diana, where you at, Diana? Here she go. Diana of Ephesians, right? Ephesians, Acts 19:35. Ye men of Ephesus, what man is there that knoweth not how the city of Ephesians is a worshiper of the great goddess Diana? I didn't say it, the Bible said it. That's in the Bible. Historical reference, we're going to prove it. There she goes. Did you see her? Wait a minute. Oh, there she go again. No, that's the perpetrator. Because Greece, they took all of the African gods and goddesses and made them into white. Okay? So, we go back a little bit. The word El Shaddai. Shaddai. The word El Shaddai. I said it being what? Was you listening? God with many breasts. Okay? Let's look at it one more time. Hold up. One more time. Gotta get through this here. I like this machine, man. This joint's nice. Bullshit. Bullshit. Bible, there she go. The African goddess with many breasts, Diana. And here,
Come to a still vision?
yeah, I learned that one yet. No, I did, but I wanted, that illusion there, So let's move on. Black Diana, or otherwise also known as Anat, Mother of Mercy, Queen of Heaven. Black Diana was worshipped under more than 10,000 referential names to include the Great Huntress, just like the goddess Sekhmet, the Great Huntress. And the nurturing Multi-Mamia. In ancient Rome, she was worshipped as the Turic Diana at Lake Nemi, which was popularly known as Diana's Mirror. It was in this sacred grove where she resided with her two water serpent consorts. Egeria, the mermaid of Deerwares, and Verbius, the mermaid of love. You didn't know that the mermaids was statues, or they were totems of the goddess called Mami Wata, or many different other names. In the Vodam, we call her Mami Wata. Here she is. Okay? That's Diane. So if patriarchy is a myth, what the hell is this here? These are coins. These are coins because the Romans were trying, they had remembered who their mother was. Do you remember? They had Romus and and they were being nurtured by the wolf, the she-wolf. Well, the she-wolf is an African deity. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to give you the reference for it. The word bitch is a messed up name, right? But originally, it was one of the divine appellations of the goddess. Today, we don't use it. I'm not gonna call my woman a bitch today because the white man has took the word bitch and vilified it. Because he knows that the bitch, the she-wolf, was his goddamn mama, Diana. And that's why he put her on the coin. Y'all take a break. We come back at this, okay? We take a break too. Come on, give it up. Needed to add that shit right quick. So now, you're gonna need some guns, right? Okay, first of all, you need the money. Where you gonna get the money from? Cause niggas is buying Nike, Gucci, man, Prada, you know what I'm saying? Louis, you know what I mean? That's what niggas spend their money on. Haze, syrup. What's my man? I like him. He a fly cat. He fuck with, excuse my language, damn. That's that hood shit coming out, you know. That's that hood, you know I'm from the hood too. So, yeah, come out a little bit sometime. What's his name? What's my man? Freeway? What's his man with the light skin with the big beard? I don't know his name, but I seen him on the tape. He's talking about, he said, yeah, man, the syrup. You know what I mean? He was doing the syrup thing. And he said, man, this is he said, niggas is getting money, drink this. He said, because an ounce costs you about 200. He said, if you're a drinker, you got to get you a pint. You know what I mean? So they drinking purple stuff, smoking purple stuff, and thinking purple stuff. And when I come talking this black shit, nigga, that shit ain't purple. So now, okay, all right, come on. We're going to take a loan. Everybody go get a loan from the white man. So we can fight this revolution, right? Go put up your goddamn house, sacrifice your kids, kill a baby and sell the blood so we can get some money to go get us some guns. Okay, now, where do we get the guns from? Oh, shit! We gotta go right back to the white man to go buy the gun. This nigga got Star Wars, nigga. He got stuff. You see the smartphone. This is smarter than me. You can type it up and it'll beam right down on a nigga's house. They got stuff. They can look through your house and see the X-rated stuff that's going on in there. How the hell you going? Listen, when I went to Mexico, we was on the ship, the big carnival ship, and in the middle of the night, my boy from Virginia, Dewan. Peace out to Dewan, I love the brother, right? Dewan told me, he said, yo, Tahuti, come here. Went out there on the balcony, and yo, we seen all of these big battleships with these airplane carry crafts and all of this stuff in the middle of the night that you wouldn't normally see in the daytime. And he said, yo, Tahuti, these niggas is crazy talking about the white man is stupid. And I looked at that shit, I said, damn, Dewan, you're right. They got big ass guns. So, okay, everybody go get a loan. Let's get a loan from the white man. Let's go get the white man's guns. Okay, what next? You got some bullets? Nigga, you need bullets. When you run out of, okay, we run out of bullets. We done shot up, we done killed up a bunch of these niggas. No, I mean, they coming out of the way, we done killed them, but damn. Gotta re-up, yo. Gotta re-up. I gotta go get me some more bullets. Where you getting the bullets from?
White man.
Yeah, go back to the white man, right? So are we ready for a revolutionary war on that scale?
I don't think so.
Come on, man. Brother, are you ready to sacrifice this bookstore to go out there and swing on one of them crackers and go to jail tomorrow?
No, sir.
Come on, stop it now. Stop listening to these rebel rousers, because they say the black woman is God. Right? But they don't believe it. They want some money. Because if they was, they do like Brother Tahuti. They don't bring Tahuti out much. I'll be honest. They have excommunicated me from the boys club.
Right.
They put the jackass on my face. The RBG niggas call me Tahuti. Thanks to my brother Seti. They call me Tom Fruity. You understand what I'm saying to you? And they've excommunicated me from the lecture scene. Because they don't even call me out. I live in New York City. They bring niggas in to do lectures every damn day, every week. They don't bring in Brother Tahuti. I ain't no hater. I ain't no hater. Because it don't matter to me. I take my own money and go wherever the hell I please.
You have black and no bell.
I ain't depending on the lecture circuit to get me no money. I look good, homie. Huh?
You have black and no
And I
bell.
ain't, listen, no, I'm not tooting my own horn and I'm not being arrogant. I got that 500 Mercedes-Benz outside. Now, I ain't get that from the lecture circuit. I ain't get that from some low self-esteem women because I was telling them that they was God. No, the great mother blessed me because I was doing this work. And I took it from the goddamn white man. I'm going to tell you all my business.
That's right, man.
They mad at me, boy. You know what I mean? They mad at me. You know what I mean? I'm 46, y'all. I'm 46 years old, but I'm still young, fresh, and full of success.
Yo, man, give
You
a shout
understand
out
what
to
I'm
Black
saying,
and
you?
Noble, man. Give a shout out. They brought you in, man.
Oh, man. No question. Man, listen. I already explained how important Black. And I want to give thanks to my brother again. I'm so bad with names. Say your name again, Black. Akeem. Give Akeem a big round of applause. Making this shit happen. Because I was down here in Philly, and I was coming through the T-Down, and I said, man, I got to go to Black and Noble.
No bell.
That's my brother's fault. Keep saying Black and Noble. I already know. Didn't I say the whole while I was correcting them? Black and no bell.
Black and Bell, man.
Stop, man. Say you got me in trouble
Yo, don't
again.
forget about my brother sitting right here behind the camera, man.
Man, the
on,
camera.
man.
Come on. Tell the people your name.
Tyson.
Tyson. How you gonna forget that? Give Tyson a round of applause. So I was in the town, and I said, let me come over to Black and Nobel. Came over here, you know what I mean? Kicked it with the brothers. Brother said, yo, Tahuti, come on down. We're going to do this. It didn't happen at the time, but me and Sinetta and all of us got together. We said, come on, we going down there. And I'm going to take a moment to brag. I funded the damn trip. That goddamn tank, because of gas, damn near $5 a gallon with that premium gas,
I paid
man.
some tolls, man.
That big old tank I got,
I paid some tolls.
man. Well, y'all paid the tolls, okay. I filled that tank up, it cost me $100 to fund that trip, but we came down here to shout them out because we respect what they doing. This is big, man. Where else in Philly right now can you do this? Them niggas out there nodding on the corner right now. Brody around the corner, Brody and somebody. Yeah, now you know I know all the lingo. I was in Graterfoot. You know what I mean? I know about the Sooner and all that. You know what I mean? The New York niggas now, they looking like Philly cats. They all around there with the big beards. I said, man, y'all niggas look like them cats in Philly, man. Y'all not original no more. You know what I mean? It's all good though. But you know, this was something coming in the making because it's the connection. We are reconnecting each other. You see, this is the body of Asar, the degenerate. See, do y'all remember when I said that man was a degenerate woman? See, they were trying to clown me, but I knew what I was saying. Let's look at the image of Asar. Right? Aset is the shero in the whole image. Now, they make Asar the hero because he becomes the divine king preeminent around the world. But it was Aset. It took Aset to resurrect a fallen man. But not only is he a fallen man, he's a degenerate man. He's missing part of his DNA, his penis. Same with the Y chromosome. It's broken. It's missing a part. The part that is missing manifests itself physically on the outside of the body as a penis. That is the part that is missing, and Asar, don't tell me it's not on the ancient walls because the walls have a multiplicity of meanings. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? It has a multiplicity of meaning. What's happening? I got you. Has a multiplicity of meanings. So, I didn't read it in a book. I didn't get it from no primary text. The God has told me this directly myself. So the inferences is mine. It's mine. You see, you gotta begin to start using that third eye. All religion is based upon that pineal gland. All of the religions, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, all of them, they secretly are talking about the resurrection, the pineal gland, the goddess. So now that's the end of the lecture. Give your brother Tahuti some more applause. And I want to open up the floor for some questions and answers. So, and listen, be tough with the answers, because y'all gonna help me to become a better lecturer. So be tough.
I got a question there, black man.
Oh my God, Heaven's the Megatroid. Not you.
Yes.
No, that's my best friend.
I just want to know when the next time you and Wesley Muhammad is going to go at it and speak some knowledge.
Yo,
That's what we want to know,
I'm
right?
gonna be honest, I love the debate scene. I like doing it because you know why? It sharpens my sword. You know, and it gives the people a chance to hear both sides. I asked Wesley Muhammad to a debate. He wouldn't. He told me I wasn't a scholar. He didn't respect. He said, "I don't respect you. You're a combination of tragedy and comedy." And then he also said, "Well, if you write a scholarly, right? Not scholarly, scholarly dissertation," he said, "I would debate you." So I wrote it. You can go on my Facebook page. I got two of them. Natural Tahuti, the one with the long cashmere coat on, and you can check my notes. And you can read the dissertation there. It's called The Response to Wesley Muhammad's claims that matriarchy is a myth. It's on there. It was read by other scholars such as Professor James Small. I respect him very much. He read it. He liked it. He passed it off to some of his friends. My dad has a master's degree from Columbia University. He read it. He said, "Tahuti, I can't tell you're not a PhD." That's what my dad told me. So I was honored that the scholars looked at it, but you know, Wesley Muhammad blocked me off his page.
So I have one other question.
Yeah.
Would you debate him anywhere he asks you?
I go anywhere in the country. I'm not scared.
So would you go anywhere in the country?
Anywhere.
Atlanta,
Atlanta,
Chicago,
Chicago,
North Carolina,
North Kakalaka,
New York?
niggity, 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 New York.
Also, so you would never run for him.
I ain't running nowhere. Tahuti right here. I'm ready.
Okay. I
a battle scholar.
just wanted to clear that because I just was wondering when the next time you're gonna go at it with each other.
If he wants to do it, I'll do it very respectfully. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't debate him. I'll debate the ideal. I don't want to debate him. I don't want to get into nothing personal. I like Wesley Muhammad. Despite whether he likes me or not, I like him. I think he's a brilliant man. So that's the point. Let's move right along.
Thank you.
Yes, Queen.
Recognizing that the African community is in intergenerational depression, and this information definitely would help lift us out. What other methods do you have, or thoughts do you have on lifting us up out of our depression so we can function? Because people in depression are non-functional, and also acknowledging that the Caucasian actually is in a high state of insanity. What do you have to address that? Okay.
Powerful question. Number one, what you're doing. We need to regenerate. We need to get in tune with natural food. Now, natural food ain't gonna get you out of this depression, but it's gonna get your body prepared for this. You're gonna need all of your energies for this. Most of our energies are being wasted on digestion. Most of our energy is being wasted on trying to get rid of the junk that we put in our body. So number one, I believe that through natural food, we can get back into a place of you know the word I'm saying, homeostasis? Balance. We need balance. We need balance in the body. Because if you don't live long enough, What hell good are you to the revolution? So we need to stop smoking cigarettes, stop smoking marijuana, stop drinking, and all of those things. That's just my personal opinion. You can do what you want to. I don't get involved in what people do. Right? I don't go in people's bedrooms. I don't do none of that. If you're gay, homosexual, lesbian, that's your business. I'm not homophobic, and I believe, I'm a humanitarian. I believe that all people, no matter what their color, creed, is that they deserve to live on this planet. Even their sexual status. That's not my business. If I was to discriminate against the homo or lesbian, that's like me having a retarded son and you discriminating against my retarded son because they have an illness. They can be fixed, they can be cured, and if damn it they can't, then let the great mother take care of it. But I don't say go kill them all up. That's just not spiritual. Point blank, period. And number one, for all the Hotep people, in the Kemetic sign, the metal letter, the war was not won through violence. Heru and Set fought one another, and every time they ended in a stalemate. The war was won through the court of law. That's how the war was won. Now, there'll probably come a time we're going to do some fighting. However, those are one of the things, that's part of it. The other part is liberation through education. We have to continuously bang it in the head. We got to go over and over, repetition. Say it over and over and over and over again until you goddamn tired in the face. You got to take this knowledge and go back to your house and teach your sons, teach your daughters, teach your mamas, and teach your neighbors. You got to continuously do this. And I, Natural Tahuti, do not, listen to me, I don't have all the answers. I can only humanly do my part. My part was given to me by the Great Mother. And I'm just listening to what she told me to do. She told me to go out there and raise up these sisters. She said, by raising these sisters, we will bring in better children. Because our children are fighting with us. Our children are killing us. And they're showing their asses to the world. Even the sisters are walking around with the crack of their ass out. Okay? So, we need to homeschool. Homeschooling is very important. I love the Moors. I like the Moors. I don't believe in everything that they say, but I believe that they are correct about some of the things that they're talking about the law. It's not the totality of everything, but it's a part of it. We need to learn that damn law. Right? Even though we know the European don't respect it, but we still gotta exhaust every remedy. So we gotta try to exhaust every remedy. Every one of our lecturers have a point. I'm not gonna get in Dr. Umar Johnson's way. Please don't get in my way. I'm not gonna get in Brother Polite's way. Please don't get out of my way. Don't diminish my role. That's what I'm saying. My message is just as important as anyone else's. We have a multiplicity of multiple problems. Thank you, Quinn.
I would like to answer that question too, my sister. I think one of the main components to our demise as a people is that we have to start having parenting classes. We have to teach these parents how to be parents, because most of them don't know how to be parents. You know what I'm saying? That's a very key component. You understand? So I think we have to start there. We also have to start then, in understanding that we have been through a trimestic period. Black people have been through a lot of stuff. So we have a lot of hatred going on. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of, misunderstood love. And we have to get this back into our system. We have to start to love our sisters, love our brothers, but first it starts in the household. Like I said earlier, you got to love your sister who you sleep next to. You have to love your brother who you sleep next to. You have to love that mother that might have screamed on you, put you on punishment. You know what I'm saying? Or that father if he's in the household. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand he's been through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's been transformed into a new creation. Sometimes you may think he's Dracula. Sometimes you may think he's Frankenstein. Sometimes you think he's a werewolf. All these different multi-personalities that exist in us. Because we've been taken over by a tyrant. Basically, sister.
Well, I agree, and part of what I say is to redefine the language. Like we call our depressed people drug addicts, okay? But they're not really drug addicts, they're depressed, and they are self-medicating.
Right.
And the same thing for the alcoholics. You know, like they're really depressed, and we really suffer from like all of these different diseases, high blood pressure, diabetes. Those are emotional illnesses, and like repressed anger equals up to high blood pressure. To get checked, most of the community has some form of high blood pressure.
Well, see, I've been on drugs before, right? You know what I'm saying? I smoked crack, I did dope, I did heroin, I did all that. I've been through that phase of my life. And what I was going through was something that happened to me when I was a child that I was trying to forget. So what that drug did, it like put it to sleep for a minute. And as long as I can get that escapism from that particular, state of mind, then it was all right for me. You know what I'm saying? I had to go into a program they called NA. You know what I'm saying? I had to identify that I had a problem. But it made me think and search within myself to find out why I did not like myself.
Narcotics Anonymous is a God-given program. I support it.
You know what I'm saying? Because see, until I found out exactly what it was that was bothering me, why I was so rebellious, why I didn't want to listen, why a woman I want to abuse, because I seen that in the household. You know what I'm saying? I seen it being done. And most children, you know what I'm saying, what they see, they act out.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
always, for me, is to take it all the way back to the ship trip.
No question.
Okay, and all that has happened.
No
you
hat.
know, so,
Right,
yeah.
correct. I totally agree with you, sister. I think that we have to remember that at the end of the day, we have to come together as the man and the woman. And we have to, we have to make peace with one another. You know what I'm saying? We have to make peace with one another because we cannot survive without each other. It's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? I have to pull her up. You know what I'm saying? And I have to be pulled up. You know what I'm saying? The whole race have to come together as one whole. And this is going to take time. It's not an overnight job. It's going to take a long time for this to happen. You know what I'm saying? This cracker been doing this for thousands of years. Not only in America, you know what I'm saying? You go all over the world, man. This cracker have been putting this white supremacy thing in effect. You know what I'm saying? Until we realize that we are not our own enemy, we can't go anywhere. We'll be stuck right here in this paradigm. Huh?
I am.
What is a chromosome?
Oh, chromosome. Wow. Basic building blocks of life. It's these little hairy things, and they're, let me how to break this down to you. Before we become these people, they have these little chemical, they look like insects almost, you know what I mean? And they look like long X's and stuff like that. You can, if you go when you go to school in your science class, they'll teach you about chromosomes. So they're the basic building blocks of life that has the information that makes us who we are. You know, like this book. This book has information in it. And these chromosomes have information in that makes us men and women. Is that, you satisfied? That was a hard question. Who trained you, man? Come on, Queen.
Oh, I had a question for you.
Yes.
You were talking about how women are magical and magical beings. How do the women of today use their magic and use their forms in a more positive light?
Okay. Number one, and I want to be very clear, because I don't step outside of my arena. I say they're magical beings. And I am not initiated into the Voodoo or any of those systems. So I couldn't tell you from an operational point of view. I can only tell you from a theoretical point of view. But what I would say to you is to get in contact with some credible Fudan, or whatever system that you prefer. I like Mama Zogby. Mama Zogby has a lot of controversy because she allows homosexual and lesbians into there. Now she says homosexual sex is taboo, but she does not discriminate against them. She allows them into her orders. So there are a lot of groups that are banging on her. Her information is sound. I like Mama Zogby.
And where is a good site where you can find Mama Zogby?
Just punch her name into the internet. Now that's just one reference.
Okay.
But I would also, number one, from a historical point of view, I would start getting in touch with that information. I would start doing a lot of chanting. I would start doing a lot of meditation. And get in touch with someone who could initiate you into the systems. Because I don't theoretically, I mean, in actual operational usage of magic, I don't know that. That's not my department. I'm just the messenger telling you that women are magical. And it's real. So I would look into Mama Zogby and somebody that would be more qualified to teach you about magic, because I'm not qualified in that subject matter. But I thank you for the question. That helps you?
Yeah, so I'll look up Mama Zogby.
Okay.
When you talk about the systems, what systems are you talking about?
Budam. Budam. That's, you mind if I break your anonymity here? I know this sister told me she was a part of a Budam system before, so she may be able to give you some information on that. Maybe y'all should get each other's number or something. Maybe she can steer you in the right direction. But I like Mama Zogby. I bang for Mama Zogby. Period. So she has the Mami Wata Society. Put in Mami Wata Society, and you can find her on the internet. And from there, maybe you can direct those questions there. Somebody next? Come on, brother.
Yeah, you had spoken on the fact that you know, African people are people that study and follow nature. That's how they put things together, the relationship as far as how they worship and all like that. And I got some information that was like, the reason for as the matriarchal at the early times was because when they seen the woman and they seen like animal species, they seen creation coming from her. But that was until they didn't know the man's part in the producing of the child at the time. They didn't figure that into the equation. So at that time, they took that out of the equation because they didn't know at the time. And so they gave that complete worship to her because that was the ultimate as far as part of procreate. Okay. So they figured into the factor that they were a part of that factor of the creation. That's when man began to have his own deity, you know, saying established.
Okay.
Understanding of that.
Y'all all heard what he said, right? That's European myth.
That's what it
The
is.
Europeans do that to diminish the Great Mother.
right.
They always do it. They were magical. They were gods on this planet. We degenerated, so we lost a lot of the information. It's a damn lie. Because we can only go back and dig up with so much, but we only scratch the surface. You got the Sahara Desert that was once fertile. It was once green pastures. And there are civilizations under there. I told people about a year ago that ancient Egypt is only scratched the surface. They got civilizations under Egypt. Lo and behold, last year they found 17 new pyramids.
Gaddafi found water in Sahara Desert.
You understand? So we've only scratched the surface. We've been here millions of years. So they found the hominids and all of that, but there are other factors that we just don't know. There are the oral traditions of our people, and a lot of them are screwed in mystery and metaphorism and mythology. But we cannot take mythology and look at it the same way the European does. We have to see mythology as an actual occurrence. There is a war. That war is between the thunder god and the great mother. They were gods on the planet and they degenerated. And that's what we are today, the degenerated gods and goddesses. So that's the Europeans saying that they try to isolate it to hunter and gathering society. It's way further than that. They don't even understand. The term goddess is generic. That's for the white feminist movement. These were our mothers. Those statues are just totems. They're just a totem. We didn't worship no damn statue. They were real women that walked the earth. And they knew it. And that's why the pyramids and all of the sacred symbols symbolize the great mother's womb. They knew it. They knew this stuff. The white man is the one telling us that. And then you got these black academians going to those schools pumping that junk like Wesley Muhammad with that Cynthia Ella shit. Matriarchy is a myth. See? That's the white man. Thank you, bro. Next.
How you doing? Yeah, I'm a student of Pamanzal Amunabab Ray Akpazal Zetwi, who's also known as Dr. Malachi Z. York.
Black Brown.
All right. And I just wanted to know.
Dr. York.
Thank you.
Great teacher there.
And I just wanted to know if he released, it was a scroll release a few years ago called Who's God, Female or Male? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah. I think, yeah, when I was debating Ali Muhammad, I had a chance to look at it. He was talking about the feminine and all that. As a matter of fact, Dr. York was the first person I heard say that the X chromosome was degenerate. And so I had to go research it for myself. And when I researched it, I found out what he was talking about was correct.
Yeah, because, you know, there's not a whole lot of information out there on it, but I definitely know and can attest that he's wrote about it, you know. And I think you do a great job at presenting the great mother and, you know, expounding on it.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Just to touch on this sister's question about where she can find more information about her feminine magic.
I'm sorry, are y'all talking?
About her feminine magic. The ancient Egyptian order actually provides a lot of information about how you can tap into your divine feminine, and also the sacred order of the Eastern Stars through the original Egyptian Masonic order that Pamanzal has resurrected also.
When he come back.
All right.
You got you next. Come on.
When you talk about the cow, it reminds me of the
Right. Yeah, the whole circulating around the whole circulating around that is it's a ritual. It's a ritual of the birth process. And that's why they go around counterclockwise. Right, counterclockwise. You see what I'm saying? This is the cycle of the woman. The woman is on a 13-moon cycle. This is what the 2012 is talking about in the Maya calendar. Is a 13-moon cycle. The number 13 represents the letter M in astrology, and my brother was just here, and Pooh, he'll tell you that the astrology sign for the letter M is the planet Venus. Venus is the name of a pre-Roman great goddess. You see, now, M represents 13 in the nation of gods and earth. We used to say number 13 means the master. Master. You have M-A in the word master, which means ma. Now you take the M off and you got A-S-T. That's the goddess Aset. And then you got the A-S-T-E-R, and that's the goddess of Star, Ashera, Ishtar, the Babylonian goddess. The master, the return of the master is the return to the 13-moon cycle. Women have 13 cycles. They don't have 12. And that's what, they took us off the cycles of natural time. And my brother Wanique Tahuti Shabazz down in Atlanta, Georgia, he does a great job on talking about the Mayan calendar. I had the opportunity to go to Mexico with him, and he's a brother that also practices about the Great Mother. Come on, next question. My back hurts. Come on, one more question? Any more?
When you coming back?
Oh man, yo. My belt's too tight, my back is aching. Okay, I'm gonna be doing a part 2 to this lecture. So I'm gonna come right back down to Philly and I'm gonna call you, work out the details so that we can make it happen again. So I'll definitely be back so we can do a part 2 to this. We'll go back a little bit more into the Bible. We're gonna talk about Asherah, all right? That was the Canaanite, the original Hebrews, the Canaanites, the Phoenicians. That was your original matriarchal Hebrews. Then a group of them, some rogue priests called the Levitical priesthood, were the ones that began to subjugate them and went to war with them. They were African priests, and they went to war with them. They went to war with other men and women that represented the matriarch. So we'll get into that, we'll deal with that, and I'm going to present a little bit more of Mami Wata and some of the stuff that Mama Zachary is talking. So we'll get into a few other things. There's a lot of information that is not covered, so man, we can go on for days with this topic. So I want to thank y'all coming out, supporting your brother.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out. You know, this is a beautiful thing to have people travel here. I mean, we started 9 years ago. Before DVDs even came out, we had VHS tapes with the knowledge on it. But to see so many young people getting involved now and being interested in trying to find out what's going on, this is the perfect type of brother to get to relate that message across to everybody, not just the conscious community. You know, so we want to definitely thank Brother Tahuti for coming out again. Just make sure that y'all check him out online. You know, the brother Seville, we want to thank him for coming out. And everybody else, give yourself a round of applause. Thank you. You know where you park at, right? Right there. I'm talking about 2. Yeah, it's right there. Across the go up there, turn right there, it's right there. I want to take the keys in my hand. You got the keys. Got to move. Got to come back again. The great mother upset. I had to tell her. Yeah, it was a good word. He said it was a good word till he messed it up. Huh? No, not yet. Good word till the white boy messed it up. Hey, he was on Ali B. Blog Talk. Inside. Yeah. That's what I So let him answer his questions and everything. This one. I love this one. Yo, listen. Bill, you still down there though, right? I'm gonna roll out here and get ready for tomorrow. Yeah, man. I see you tomorrow, man. All right. Now, we're gonna be all hardcore crazy with your hand shaking on. See that? See that? I ain't trying to. You know, I ain't been out in a minute, so. Yeah, but I'm saying, I ain't gonna be the one. Yeah, he likes the shoulder. I ain't gonna say same sentence. I ain't trying to hear that.
I can't get it on there, man. We need a magic marker. Permanent marker, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, you got it? Oh, black power. There you go.
Right off the Barnary sub-stop, Philadelphia, PA. Shot so loud you would think it was a club spot. African Americans, although we all over the web, we the hood librarians. We ship to prisons too. We reach out and deliver to those that's bitten too, but it's more than a bookstore. You want it, we got it. Mixtapes, DVDs, and culture products. Black and Nobel got our hands in a lot of projects. We welcome all to come build. The energy is positive. And remember, other teams is awakened conscious. Come through and experience this place of knowledge. They say they'll put it in a book if they want to hide it from us. But we got them books so you can buy it from us. Something to read while you on a train or riding a bus. Get your read on, food for thought, get your eat on. Black and Nobel. I buy my books at Black and Nobel. Black and Nobel. I buy my books at Black and Nobel. Black and Nobel. I buy my books at Black and Nobel. Black and Nobel. I buy my books at Black and Nobel. Right off the Barnary sub-stop, Philadelphia, PA. Shot so loud you would think it was a club spot. African Americans, although we all over the web, we the hood librarians. We ship to prisons too. We reach out and deliver to those that's bitten too, but it's more than a bookstore. You want it, we got it. Mixtapes, DVDs, and culture products. Black and Nobel got our hands in a lot of projects. We welcome all to come build. The energy is positive. And remember, other teams is awakened conscious. Come through and experience this place of knowledge. They say they'll put it in a book if they want to hide it from us. But we got them books so you can buy it from us. Something to read while you on a train or riding a bus. Get your read on, food for thought, get your eat on. Black and Nobel. I buy my books at Black and Nobel. Black and Nobel. I buy my books at Black and Nobel. Black and Nobel. I buy my books at Black and Nobel.